Hey everyone, it's Mike from Mike Olson Art. I hope everyone's having a great day today. As usual, thank you guys so very much for taking the time out of your day to check in here and hear a little bit more about the card art projects that I've been working on. Today's project, really fun, super excited to share with you guys because today's card is a hockey card. I don't get a ton of requests for hockey cards, so when I do, I really enjoy them. A little backstory about me. I was actually born in Connecticut and lived right outside of Hartford, so some of the first sports memories that I personally have are Hartford Whalers hockey. Hockey's always been kind of the first sport that I personally remember just kind of learning about, and I've just loved hockey ever since. Sadly, my team is no longer in existence, but I've always just continued to enjoy hockey, so always loved to do a hockey card. I think last year I was only able to do one hockey card request. Customer reached out and wanted to do a Dallas Stars defenseman Miro Heiskanen card, and they actually reached out because they wanted to create a card to bring to a signing. That he wanted to have Miro sign something that wasn't just a regular old card. So we did a updated kind of version of a 1979 O-Pee-Chee, and it was really exciting to see him get it signed and see the actual card. So very cool project, but haven't done hockey since then. So I was really excited when this customer reached out. And they actually wanted to do a very similar design, the 1979 O-Pee-Chee. I think everybody watching this knows exactly what that design year looks like. It was made famous by Wayne Gretzky, of course. And this customer kind of wanted a card that kind of looked a little bit like that Gretzky card, but was still, kind of a stand on its own type of card. So his favorite player is Detroit Red Wings star Moritz Seider. They call him Mo. And we decided we were going to do a Mo Seider card, but we were going to do it in that classic 1979 O-Pee-Chee design. So why don't we just take a look and see how that all came out. All right, here is our 1979 Moritz Seider card. This card was, I love the 1979 O-Pee-Chee. I think a lot of people love the 1979 O-Pee-Chee. It just has a really cool design. You look at it and you know exactly the card year when you see these. So this was really fun. Like we said, we wanted to do kind of a card that was similar to a Wayne Gretzky, but, could stand on its own as its own card. And I think that this worked out really well. But there was a lot of stuff that went into making this card. So why don't we just dive in and take a look. All right, so here is our Moritz Seider card, done in the style of a 1979 O-Pee-Chee hockey card. This card was super fun to work on. Like I said, I don't get a ton of hockey player requests, so when I do, I really enjoy working on them. I really want them to come out great. I've done a couple of hockey players in my career, and I've never done one of the Detroit Red Wings, so this one was super fun to work on. I always love getting to tackle new logos, and this one had two real doozies on the front, so those two were really fun to work on, really tiny and intricate. I'd say the one on his jersey is probably the most difficult, because anything that's white is always tricky on these cards, because you either have to kind of leave space for the paper to show through, or you have to use a white pen or paintbrush or something like that. And pen and paintbrush, it's hard to get some of these tiny little white lines. So with this, I actually did it in reverse, and that's the white paper, and most of what I did was the red around it to kind of make the white pop out. But yeah, that was a really challenging part of this card, but ultimately I love how much it resembles that 1979 O-Pee-Chee, and how much it resembles that Gretzky card that we were kind of using as inspiration. This is actually a Gretzky card that I made back in 2014, and I've always loved it, and I really do enjoy the fact that my new paints have made it so the coloring is a lot better on these new ones. This is just too blue, although I really love this old card that I made. I love Wayne. The coloring is just not quite right. So I love this new card. And if you look at both of these next to each other, you can definitely see how the Moritz was inspired by the Gretzky. I tried to put them in similar positions, but not exactly the same. You know, I wanted it to kind of be inspired by this card, but kind of stand alone, you know, as its own thing. So really happy with, you know, how that pose came out. But that's kind of it for the front. Like I said, really, you know, challenging to do a hockey player. I'd say football and hockey are two of the harder sports to actually illustrate, and that's really just because of all of the protective equipment. Football and hockey players just wear a ton of protective equipment, including helmets and face masks that usually obscure their face or make it kind of tough to see who they are. So hockey players at least use a clear visor, so you can generally still see their face through there, but it still can be a little tricky. But really happy with how Moritz's visor came out. And honestly, one of my favorite parts about a hockey player to draw is those gloves. You know, I don't know what it is about hockey gloves that I really enjoy, but I really have a fun time with those hockey gloves. And these came out really nice. So that's our card front. Here is our card back. Moritz is a relatively new player. He was drafted back in 2021, so he has only been in the league a few years. And because the NHL season is still underway, I didn't want to put any stats on here that were going to end up being different by the end of the year. So I kind of eliminated 2025 from here and only focused on his 2021 through 2024 statistics. You know, hopefully they'll be able to get this one signed. I always leave a space for a signature, but that is our card back. Moritz Seider, Detroit Red Wings. So there is a little bit of the story behind this this new hockey card. Just super fun. Always love working on hockey, even though I rarely get to do it. This one was a real treat. All right, so that is a little bit of the story behind our 1979 Moritz Seider card. Like I said, you know, I love hockey. It's one of my favorite sports, but I rarely get to do it. So thank you so much for reaching out with this really cool commission. It was super fun, and I really love how this came out. It really is a nice nod to the Gretzky, but it also kind of stands on its own as just a really cool card of a really cool player. So thank you so much. All right, guys, that's it. I love working on hockey cards, but I love working on any card. So, you know, if you guys have an idea of a custom card, something you want to mash together, something that you just love how it looks, you know, already on its own, just reach out. There's so many ways that we can do card art, and there's so many ideas that I know that you guys have out there. So come bring me your ideas. I'd love to hear them. You can reach out here on Instagram with a DM or a comment, or you can head over to my website, mikeolsonart.com, and you can get in touch with me there. But either way, like I always say, there's no card we can't make. So thank you guys. It's been great talking, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.